There's probably a lot of people that will do a lot better than this. And I'm not saying this is the best or anything, but I really haven't seen too many people getting this high. It can be altered as needed, of course. Just kind of trying to show the basic layout and setup of everything. So yeah, my team is Unique Eizen, Unique Ezath, Godspeed Yamamoto, Sniper Perona, Sniper Nami, and Golden Bulma. I always start off with my Namis, just place them real quick to get rid of the first enemies, get Bulma down, and just focus on upgrading your farms first and foremost. Plus Nami is hybrid, so she's going to deal with all the air units in the beginning as well. The main reason I'm bringing 2 farms is because Yamamoto, especially 3 Yamamotos, is ridiculously expensive. His last upgrade alone on one of them is 42,000. That's why I'm saying if somebody has a unique team, like unique Yama, unique Poochie, and unique Esdeath and Eizen, they could probably obliterate this score and get something like 1 billion plus damage, I'm sure. But all this is really showing is just the basic setup, basic layout of how I think it would be best to set up your units, and you know, alter as needed, like I said. Yama may be too expensive for people to bring if you actually have to place in max 3 Eizens, 3 Ezaths, etc. So maybe consider switching out a unit. Switching out Esdeath with Gojo even could be good to keep freezes. If you don't have Perona, maybe switch her out with a curse unit or a buff unit such as Wendy or Megumi, something like that. You just gotta try to make it work for you. Right here seems to be the best placement for Eizen. You'll see when I max him out. But he reaches the beginning. He reaches around this entire square. Obviously the range varies a little bit depending on your Eizen's curse and things like that, but generally around that area for a full AoE is ideal. So I'm just getting him maxed right now. And then I'll go straight into placing Esdeath for her freeze. Eizen will have no trouble, well, unique Eizen will have no trouble handling all the air that comes through until I have everything else placed. There we go. And you'll see where I place Ezath here. Probably, unless I am deciding to place Perona first. Yep. She has a slightly bigger AoE, at least mine does, than Eizen, so just like to stick her right behind him. And the 3 Yamas will go right in front of those 2. And then I'll kind of just spread the Peronas out around the map. I put like a couple in the area where all the units are going to be taking the most damage, but then the rest are just placed further back and around to slow. The air units are always the ones that seem to make it through first, and then after all the air units, you know, you'll have some fire curses and whatnot. But because of that, Perona is very good, and placing her around the map in the back will slow them down enough for you to get a lot of extra damage in, and let Yamamoto's Zanka no Tachi do its thing. Get him a lot of souls. I usually save my, as you'll see, I usually save my Zanka no Tachi for around the time that Vogo shows up. That's kind of when the air units will start getting through, and obviously Vogo himself is very beefy, so no guarantee you're going to be able to stop him either. Then again, if you have unique Yamamoto, it's probably not a big concern. But basically, each of these 3, you'll want to get to their Zanka no Tachi upgrade first and foremost, because that's when he'll actually start collecting souls. So you want all 3 of them collecting souls as soon as possible. And obviously, if you don't have unique Ezath or unique Eizen, switching the order around in which you place things could be important. And like I said, if you don't have anything unique, then you might not even want to bring Yamamoto at all. He's just so expensive. Eizen, I think, is pretty necessary regardless. I mean, for everything. Just huge AoE, hits air, multi-hit monster, so. And I would, of course, recommend Miracle Timepiece on him, and the Nail Relic, I believe, that increases critical and melee, or physical damage, I should say, on Ezath. She'll make good use out of that. And if you don't have Ezath either, I think Gojo, shoot, even if you have Ezath, I think Gojo is a very good option for this. I may even want to attempt a run like that. Especially if you're bringing a Wendy, she will be able to buff your Eizens, your Gojos. If you want to try to do a run with Poochie, she'll be able to buff your Namis. That could be a pretty good strat. And obviously just use your best judgment for Zanka no Tachi. I mean, whenever you think you're going to get the most damage out of it, or the reason I pop it here is just because it's looking like if I don't, those units could get past. So maybe I buy myself a little more time, and I'm hitting a lot of things anyways. A lot of it's just RNG. So yeah, this is kind of like one of the spots. Here's another. You kind of just want to place them where their AoEs, like if you look at this AoE bubble, just get it close to the other one. They don't necessarily need to be intersecting because you're just setting them all to first anyways. So you can tweak that and you can overclock all that and make that all good and better to your heart's content, but this is just a very basic idea, general layout of how to get a good run, in my opinion. And obviously if you don't have Perona and you're not slowing, but you did bring Gojo, that's one of the benefits of bringing Gojo as well. Ezath doesn't freeze air, and she only freezes in her AoE. You can freeze the entire map, including air, with Gojo's ability. So you can just keep using it over and over and over and giving yourself a lot of time to get more damage in. I have yet to actually expire that time remaining in any of my runs. If you can do that, you're obviously going to be placing first, I would imagine, in whatever bracket you're in, unless people are like cheating or something. And then it's just a matter of keeping an eye on the last unit there, who's been getting slowed by your Peronas this whole time. And as you see as well, it wouldn't matter even if you place something in the back that you know, try to kill that. You have all those other units already still coming anyways. You just saved yourself a lot of time by slowing that one down to get more damage in. But yeah, I just have my Eizen ability ready here. And depending on your ping and everything else, you're better off hitting this a little early than a little late. So that might even be cutting it a little close there. It's not going to make that big of a difference. I was just trying to, you know, when you're like pumping gas and you gotta, maybe you don't know, I don't know, maybe you don't have a car, maybe it's a Tesla, maybe you don't have gas, but yeah, 840 million damage. I think it's pretty good. Is very close to my last run, so as you can see, it's a very just tried and true method. Yeah, that's basically all, I guess. Sorry for no special effects or audio or anything. This is literally my first video. Just doing my best out here. I'll try to improve them in the future, but I guess subscribe if you liked it. Like if you liked it. If you have no idea what Anime Adventures is, like it anyways. And appreciate you guys. Hope you get a high placement on the leaderboard, and maybe we'll get another Tatsumi or something. Alright, peace.